Pro tip, don't press your arm against a hot teacup. Just in case you were wondering if that was a good idea or not.
Oh, wow.
There
That
we go.
is...
Hello everyone, I'm Hades Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're playing another episode of Star Trek Survey Expedition Delta, Adventures of the USS Bonaventure in the Dawnland Fringe. And this is a 3-threat game, as we start off with the... aboard the... a shuttlecraft, if I can find it. There it is. Then Lieutenant Bulai and one Lieutenant Junior Grade Deka.
I do have one question, just because I just rolled it. When you roll rep, is your acclaim, your rep score, your crit range?
It is.
Yes.
Cool. That's 6 acclaim.
So, at present, Deka, you are transporting Lieutenant Bulai from the Willistok, where the Bonaventure is currently docked, over to another ship in the fleet, the USS Margaret Brooke, as Bulai is going to be working with them to continue the investigation into the AVS station disaster. And while the Bonaventure is kind of tied up getting people off, getting the survivors figured out, and the Margaret Brooke has been sending people over, sent their people over. So there's this whole process going on, so it's a lot faster just to shuttle him over in the midst of all this moving around.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you with us on the Bonaventure.
Well, it's nice to finally get to see the flagship of the fleet and see how our crew operates. Everyone seemed to have a really cool head during the disaster, so to speak. He motions to you because your character obviously doesn't have a head.
Yep. So, what's next for you when you arrive back?
Well, it depends on how the investigation goes. Someone was behind everything, and Starfleet Security and the Federation Council are going to want to know why AVS Station suffered the tragedy that they did. So this is probably going to be my next big case for the next few months, if not years.
I see. Well, hopefully it doesn't take that long to get to the bottom of it.
What about you? Are you planning to go? You planning to follow the navigation track into your senior ranks, or you have an aim for command one day?
Oh, I don't know if command is in my future. It's not exactly why I joined Starfleet, after all.
Why did you join Starfleet, Lieutenant?
Well, like many of my kind, I wish to wander and explore.
Starfleet wouldn't do that for you?
I would, however, I'm best when I'm putting my expertise to use, in a navigator's chair. I find that being in a position of command, which I've had to do on occasion, whether it be just taking over an empty shift, I found that it distracts me from that which I'm truly passionate about.
This is flight control for USS Margaret Brooke. Come in, Shuttle 5.
This is Shuttle 5.
We have you for landing procedure in Bay 2. Sending the automated landing process now.
Understood.
And as you start doing that...
Yep.
Something strange occurs.
In my Star Trek episode? Both that reaction. Something strange. In my Star Trek?
New show Forensic Files. Now you're telling me that the couple in the beginning of the story, one of them is going to have killed the other one? I'm shocked.
Shocked, I say. Well, not that shocked.
Atrium.
Hola.
Hi. You find yourself, you have battled against the Wolverine for a considerable amount of time. Now, the downside for the Wolverine, as much as they were trying to torture you and harass you and break you down, the thing is they chose to mentally assault a species who have had mental powers for centuries. A psionic species where even children are taught a little bit about psychic endeavors. The same one learns about tetherball or gardening or whatever. It's just one of those things you know. So yeah, this level of... It chose the wrong person to harass, but it does take a long time to get rid of it. Eventually, it gets sick of messing with you because you're not getting upset. You get upset, but not in a way that's fun. And eventually...
Anitram is a naturally calm, cool-headed person. That she's the worst kind of person for them to go up against because they do actually struggle to get the right.
Yeah. So eventually...
I imagine ESP is just like a class in school.
Yeah.
Between, Federation history and intro to math, intro to calculus was your intro to psionics class.
And eventually you do find yourself freed of the Wolverine and out of the planet of which you are being terrorized. And you have a brief moment of ESP as you spy upon two mental energies. Just more of a... Your mind just happened to be looking this direction because you're slowly coming awake. You know psychically now that Wolverine's gone that you've kind of fallen into a psionic coma, and really now that the thing that's keeping you under is gone, you can wake yourself up, which is going to surprise Medical a little bit. But you have a brief moment of while I'm woken up, I kind of look over there, and you see an energy of Dekka. It's an energy sense that you've seen before. You see one that you know is Bu Lai only because he's been on the ship so long. He's been on the ship for weeks. He's some sort of Judge Advocate General officer as part of the Commodore staff. And then when you think about it, you're like, oh, wait, you have heard of him before because whenever something happens on the ship that requires fleet-wide stuff, or if there's a fleet-wide legal update, Bu Lai's the guy who's signing off on it. So you know him more by name than actually meeting the guy.
I'm sure I've submitted legal forms to him as XO of the ship, if various things happen.
And then you sense a third mental energy.
Okay.
Put the thing back where it came from, or so help me.
And it starts heading toward Bu Lai. Bu Lai seems extremely disturbed and frightened, and he is taking severe psychic damage. He has no real defenses against it because he's not trained into how he's supposed to. This is like a person being beat up by someone who knows how to box, who's taken no self-defense. Like, they're just getting creamed. He's doing desperate lunges, but he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's putting Rocky Balboa and your grandparents in the ring. I would like to intervene. I would like to psychically charge over there and, take on someone your own size.
Am I also aware of this?
Let's see if you are. Deca, because for you, Deca, there's a check because you're distracted. You're paying attention to the ship,
The world.
the shuttle, the Market Brook, trying to land, and there's like this feeling in the back of your mind, as it were, oh, there's something behind me, but it's not attacking you, so your initial instinct doesn't kick in that you're in trouble, because you're not the one that's in trouble. Insight, security, difficulty, opposed. I roll first, actually, because I'm defending against you. I don't want to be seen by you.
Mm-hmm.
So... Oh, wait. I'm doing this the hard way. There's easier ways to do what I'm doing. Bup, bup, bup. Definitely buying dice because I don't want to be seen. Oops, wrong page. Try again. There you go. I will buy 2, 3 dice. Full mint. One, 2, 3 with a comp. 3 hits.
3 with a comp. Okay. Oh, you spent a lot of threat to make that happen. Cool. I will psionics focus.
Yep.
Psychically hardened trait.
Nope. Because you're not the one under threat.
Okay. Fair enough. I will spend 3 threat. That's 3 hits on the button.
So yeah, you're part of the psionic combat, as it were. As you become aware of, you become aware of 2 psychic entities behind. You become aware of Bulai's increased alarm, and something else in the shuttle with you, and you're sensing Atrium's psionic presence nearby. So something's happening. As you sense behind you, you can tell Bulai's being savaged psychically by something. You're part of the combat along with Atrium, so one of you, there are 2 good guys and 1 bad guy. Who goes first?
You mind if I do a thing?
Go ahead.
I'd like to try something. This is fun because this is the first time I've been in a psionic combat. So there's a thing I get to use. I am going to use my telepathic projection. I am capable of using this ability offensively, overwhelming a target's mind with pain-inducing psychic noise, requiring a present security task with a difficulty of 2. Success inflicts a stun or deadly injury with severity 3 and the piercing effect.
Very good.
Psychically hardened trait.
If they were attacking you, I'd increase their difficulty.
Okay, fair enough. Take... I'd say... presence security. Take another 3 threat. Psionics focus.
Okay. Tap, 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 tap.
That is 2 hits. So that is... I'm just doing it for stun. Severity 3, piercing.
The presence is gone.
Whew.
1 second.
Okay.
And so each of you witnessed this as you noticed that Decca at the last moment sensed something was wrong and turned themselves psychically at it and just blasted it, and the thing just melts away almost instantly. So whoever or whatever was projecting that lost contact, and whoever that is probably just got knocked unconscious.
Yeah. Decca, you get like the vague impression of Atrum's face, and then the vague impression comes up, and she seems to be trying to communicate you praise.
Commander, is that you?
And then, as Bulai's coming up front to tell you what's going on, you hear alarms in your box that you have containment breach.
Turn away. Now.
What do you mean, run away? Ah! And Bulai collapses to the ground. And you see that Bulai must have witnessed Decca and collapsed.
No.
I would like to float over, and by float, I'm not a ghost. I mean, float the focus of my perception over to Locken. Is there anything on a psychic I can do?
Say again, you're breaking up a bit.
Like, real bad. Oop.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm probably just gonna have to swap to my phone for the session. I apologize for that. I will get a new headset.
Okay.
All I said was I would like to float the focus of my consciousness over to Blue Eye and see if there's anything psychically I can do to heal him.
I mean, that's a thing, a sort of psychic first aid. That's not a terrible idea. It's based. How bad is it when you injure somebody psychically? Because that tells us that tells us differently right there.
It's very bad. I just inflicted a deadly 5 injury with debilitating and piercing.
Jesus.
I'm
not just saying that as like an exclamation. I mean that like he's the level of supernatural being we would need to fix this.
Debilitating. I think that increases the difficulty to heal it, if I remember right.
Might be. I'm sorry.
Should be under.
Does that bring it up to Diff 6? At which point it would be impossible.
Unless you have some trait or something that brings it back into the world of possible. But yeah, that's what it feels like. I'm making sure. Yes, it brings the difficulty up by 1. That's exactly what it does. This is a Diff 6. This is normally impossible to heal.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would say is the trait of Betazoid, but, like, I presume the trait of Betazoid is what allows you to even attempt this roll, because you need to be psychic.
Yep.
Yeah, so, no, I think I float over and try, but can't actually do anything here. Can I wake up at this moment?
You can.
I would like to sit up in my bed.
We'll get to you in a moment as you wake up.
Okay.
Shuttle 5. Scans show that you have a crew member in medical distress. Please acknowledge.
Acknowledged. You need to get him off of here right now. Do not beam me off.
Bulai's beamed off by them. And the captain eventually comes on. What do you mean? What's going on over there, Lieutenant? Are you all right?
My containment pod has been breached.
By who?
We encountered some sort of psionic force here. Do I actually know how my pod was breached?
Not yet. You'd have to do a diagnostic and figure it out.
Yeah. Currently unknown, but we were accosted by some kind of psionic presence. I was able to fend it off, but the moment it disappeared, The moment it disappeared, containment on my pod was breached.
Lieutenant, I want you to dock with our ship, deactivate the shuttle, and stay where you are. You're currently detained under suspicion of murder. Do not resist, or we will lock a tractor beam on you.
Understood. Oh, God.
New scene. Cue the title screen, because that's what normally would happen in a show like this, but we don't have that kind of budget.
It's something very legal drama about the man you're suspected of killing himself being your own lawyer. It's like just that extra flair to make it all the more dramatic.
I'm hosed. I'm so hosed.
12 angry boxes.
Atrum, you wake up. Nurse Thasoska Kras comes over to see that what happened to you, and because your bed starts making alarms that something's happening, that you're waking up, and then they see you sit up out of the bed.
Where is Dekka? Are they okay?
Lieutenant Dekka, I don't know, Commander. And they nod to someone in medical to go check. What?
I was just communicating with Lieutenant Dekka upon the psychic plane. I have just witnessed an extraordinary event, and I believe it might be taken. I believe it might be misinterpreted wildly. They could be in grave danger.
Nurse, he's been arrested by the. Been arrested by the Margaret Brooke.
Atrum hears this, and she's like taking off all of her sensors and IV and everything, and she's going to say, "I feel fine. Am I dismissed from the hospital bay?"
Give me presence medicine, because you have to convince the nurse that you are actually fine. You're not just having an adrenaline rush. Like, no, I'm okay. I promise. And tip 1, you actually are fine. You have to convince the nurse that it's okay to let you go. Because right now the doctor isn't here. She's in the middle of dealing with something else. She's like, you need to. I have to ask you some questions real quick.
All right, trait of cool-headed. I don't make decisions rashly. It can be trusted that if I'm saying something, it's because I've thought about it.
Yeah, because it dismisses the theory that you're just on an adrenaline jump. It's like, no, if I thought I felt bad, I'd probably say something like, you should do something. Aren't you coming? No, I'm injured.
Take a threat.
Certainly. Generate 3 momentum.
I was wondering when you were going to make that become a problem for me.
No, this is like one of those things where it's like you introduce a character like this at the start of the show because you already have this exact episode in mind to happen in, season 3, episode 14 or whatever. All right.
All right, Commander. You'll have to come in tomorrow to check in with the doctor. But you're in temporary medical leave you're on temporary medical release for now. If anything happens, call us.
And she's already walking out the door.
Yeah.
And then cut to Atrum going from walking in her hospital gown to walking in her uniform. And I want to get immediately into the turbo lift and up to Killick, because this stuff goes right to the top.
Meanwhile, as you're on your way, Killick.
Look, Dekka's on the bridge.
You're not there. What the? Why? Machine. Roll 20. Seriously. Stop fighting me. There we go. Safe. There we go. He's not that big. Captain, you've been hailed by Commander Holva of the Margaret Brooke.
Refresh my memory. He's a commander. He's captain of a ship, but a commander in rank, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's how I built him.
Okay. Hello, Commander.
Hello,
Actually, I
Captain.
guess he would say hello, Captain. Sorry.
Yeah.
He would say hello, Captain.
Hello, Captain. I have some grave news to impart to you. Advise you go on a private channel. An incident has occurred.
Am I in the middle of any delicate operations or?
No, you have a meeting with the Commodore later today, but it's like that's not till like the afternoon. You're still in the mid morning.
I meant like related to the
holding-
station evacuation and stuff.
No, the doctor's handling all that.
You're just holding course.
Well, you're currently docked with
All right.
the station, so you're probably doing some like, well, I don't have to leave yet, so let's wrap
station
some.
it doesn't exist anymore, right?
Oh, Willistok is what I mean. Sorry,
Oh no! Did they come here? Or did we go to them?
you went to them. It's been a week since you
Okay.
were at the since the incident.
All right. Transferring you to my ready room, and
Yeah.
I'll get up and say, Lieutenant Fisher, you have the bridge.
And that's when A-Term rushes into the room.
Oh. The captain will look at Atrum and say, "Do you have medical release?"
Yes, I have medical release. I need to talk to you as soon as possible.
All right, follow me.
She moves over here.
She jogs into position behind you.
The captain's gonna go sit down, and before the captain actually accepts the call, I'm gonna check the medical bay records to make sure, because she was like out, coma, dead. We may never see her again, kind of stuff.
Sorry for the medical, unsure how they're going to revive her level, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, she just woke up on her own. Is she okay?
I mean, it happens, but
You have
So
a yeah. The medical file shows that Nurse Crass has temporarily cleared her until she gets a checkup by the doctor tomorrow. But as far as the nurse is concerned, she's fit for duty. But the CMO has to do a full checkup, and she's just not available for that right now. But for now, she's okay. But she is under medical orders to report any weird symptoms she has.
Okay. Then I'll motion for Atrum to sit down and say, is it quick? I have a call that Commander Hova's or Captain Hova's pretty insistent on.
No,
Also, glad to have you back.
It's glad to be back, sir. I have an extensive debrief on what happens to me to give at some point. No, I believe you should hear what Commander Holva has to say first.
The captain looks suspiciously and is like, all right. And then, well, I'll open it and I'll kind of rotate the monitor enough where the captain can see both of us and say, Captain, you've got me and Commander Atrum here. Go ahead.
We have an incident that has occurred where I've been forced to place Lieutenant Junior Grey Deca under arrest under suspicion of murder of Lieutenant Bu Lai. According to sensors, Lieutenant Deca was on approach and had called and responded to our flight officer for docking, at which point our sensors detected a sonic surge over on the shuttle, and then our medical officer noticed that Bu Lai's signs were dropping rapidly. We contacted the shuttle and requested for information as to what was going on. Lieutenant Deca reports that there was some sort of sonic assault aboard. However, our sensors at this time show that he and Bu Lai were the only ones aboard, and that there was no extraneous energy signatures aboard. It was also seen on sensors that Lieutenant Deca's box was breached, and that is how Lieutenant Bu Lai had died, for he has succumbed to severe sonic damage and trauma. At present, he's the current only suspect we have, so that's how I arrested him, but and put him into our custody, for we're the first ones that saw him, but you are his commanding officer, and it's also involving the death of a Commodore's officer, so I figured that the next call I need to make is to the Commodore to inform them of the incident, but I knew protocol was to contact you first before going up the chain.
The captain is very concerned that this commander has jumped a whole lot of guns, in that he might have had a good reason to make the lieutenant a suspect, and
at least detain me.
Have him detained and have things investigated. But arrest means like he has decided on charges.
Yeah, they have been charged.
Yeah, so the captain would like to think on, like, has this dude, because the other thing is Deck, if Killick had to guess, Dekka did not commit murder, but if Dekka did commit murder, then I'm afraid this commander has just set Dekka up to get away with it by jumping the gun before any investigation has been done.
Either way, not great.
Inside security difficulty 2.
The captain's gonna give have a furrowed brow and kind of shoot a glance at the commander to see her confidence in the situation. So hopefully she can assist.
Yeah, Commander Atrum has a very, like, I told you so look on her face. She was expecting this.
We spent a momentum on the focus Starfleet protocol, since I'm trying to determine guilt. I'm trying to determine did he follow protocol, legal protocol.
Yeah, you can take that focus.
And the trait of fair dealer, Captain has a mind to, make sure he doesn't step on people's rights.
I'm gonna say no in this case. That's a more narrow legal focus than I think is present in the trait.
Yeah. Could I assist if I'm, communicating my thoughts to the captain about?
Oh yeah, he literally gave you a look like, hey,
Yeah. And I was going to say, could I assist with investigative techniques on the basis that I know the proper procedures for how you investigate crimes in Starfleet, and this isn't it?
Yeah, you can use that focus.
All right.
And even generated one.
If I had a nickel for every time one of my characters had to be defended in court on murder charges, I'd have 2 nickels.
There's not going to be any batlets this time.
So yeah, you succeeded the roll and determined that as a captain of a Starfleet vessel, he is given a lot of latitude as to whether he thinks there's a threat to the ship or in crew. And he's expected that if it's a Starfleet officer, he's supposed to act with even greater alacrity, because a Starfleet officer has access to information and technology and training that if they are committing a crime, it is they need to neutralize them as fast as possible. So,
and I'm a exceptionally dangerous individual.
Yeah, Dekka would have, especially given how Dekka was out of their containment unit. That's a violation of Dekka's responsibility to keep their fellow crew safe. So it's this whole thing where they have to act fast. Could Hova have tapped the brake a little bit? He could have. No one would have yelled at him for it. He wouldn't have gotten dinged for it. Would he get dinged for putting down on the gas? No. It's because the Uniform Code of Justice protects Deca rather severely. It keeps it like you are expected to act fast, but at the same time you still have to respect her rights. So like we're putting him in custody, but the next call after making the arrest was I have to talk to the commanding officer immediately. I have to inform command immediately. Like I can't just stall on this. There's no let's slow walk this and twiddle our thumbs and investigate internally. Like, no. You grab some other ship's officer. You need to tell them immediately. And if they want to send a JAG officer or send their own investigators to cooperate with you, especially since you outrank him. So there's kind of double reason of,
I need to call you now.
I need to call you now, or you're going to have very good reason to scream at me later or report me to the Commodore going, why didn't you call Killick? You literally could just call him. He's the easiest to call ship in the fleet. You could not have possibly not been able to reach him. So is he being a bit extra about it? Yes. But he's within his rights as anyone below him would have a harder time. If the chief of security made the call, then the Hova would probably yell at them. It's like, you needed to clear this by me first. But the Hova made the call on his own, which is maybe a sign that he's a bit of he has a certain command style. That may be what's going on here. A certain unyielding resolve that his species, that Barzanians tend to have. He believed he had the right answer, but he's following the law. You can spend momentum to ask extra questions because you are considering the legality and the protocols, what you can and can't do, what he can and can't do.
Yeah, GM, can I spend to say, do you have the legal advice about I was a witness to this crime, and can I spend to learn how much I could and should say before this goes to trial? Because if I don't want, because like I could say what I saw, and then that makes him dismiss the charges, or that could compromise my value as a witness. So I don't know how I should play that.
Killick's roll, he can spend it if he on that question. So if you want to spend the momentum,
because I don't know that Killick has no understanding or knowledge of that.
Okay.
Because Killick didn't invite you to read his mind or like say things. It just like kind of give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if or a nod if this guy is like doing something weird.
Okay.
I will spend one to ask if there's any reason Killick should not have all of the investigation taken out of Hova's hands and given to Atrum, and that could transfer to board our ship, and the shuttle brought back to us for investigation.
You hit it right on the head. You totally can, yeah. That's why he has to call you, because it's like he's legally everything he just touched is under your command. He just, as the responding officer, has to do something now. It's like, I've secured things. I now can't do anything more until you're okay with me. Because you could tell him you carried on from here because you're giving yourself. Some captains, out of an abundance of caution, might distance themselves. Say, you investigate this. I'm too close to this. But legally, there's nothing that says you can't just investigate yourself, because your officer, your shuttle, and someone who was under your care, and because they never got to the Margaret Brooke, they didn't get into the Margaret Brooks' care until they died. Which, so the Margaret Brooke can't be completely kept out of the loop, but this is mostly a Bonaventure problem. The Margaret Brooke just is the unfortunate first responder. They're the ambulance and police that found the murder. It's like, we need to kick this up the chain because this is not our bag and we can't just play with it on our own.
Then I want to spend... two momentum on a trait of like detailed investigation, or like maybe full investigation. What I'm trying to do is create a trait that, as we do the investigation, represents Killick's like plan for handling this, which is like by the book and focused on finding the truth of the matter.
Yeah. Even if it's to the detriment of your officers. Like, if Dekka screwed up or intentionally did this, Dekka's in trouble. But if Dekka didn't, then you're going to find out what actually happened. You're not here to be political. You're here to seek justice, whatever that may be. Which with that spend, there's a clear communication to you and Hova of a, you send out an order to him, like, just digitally, and he acknowledged it, and he sends back, he starts sending you files, like, right away. Like, it's obvious that there's no resistance on him. He's not fighting you on that at all.
All right. Commander, I'd also like you to conduct local scans for cloaked or low-power vessels, and to do a complete inventory of personnel and check for any intruders. While we were rescuing people off the station, we had a assailant attempt to murder several crew members, including the lieutenant, to prevent the discovery of sabotage against the station. And we need to ensure that all possible leads are run down. But we'll be taking over the investigation in a holistic sense. But I do need you to ensure that there's no infiltration on your ship or in its vicinity.
For this, Dekka, you may take control of Hova here as support character, because we've now clearly determined they're an ally, not an enemy, so it can be used as support.
All right.
So this would be...
Oh,
go ahead.
All right. I understand, Captain. Just know that from the outset, it's not looking good.
Let's remain impartial here, Commander. If
course,
there
Captain.
is going to be a court-martial, neither you, me, or likely the Commodore are going to be involved.
Understood. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I am gonna have to, actually, do I need to make the report to the Commodore, or is it better to leave that in the hands of the captain?
Since the captain has taken over the investigation, he decides whether he calls it in or you do. But one of you has to. Somebody has to tell the Commodore this has happened, because one of her officers just got killed.
Yeah. Well, the decision's yours, of course, but who do you want to be the one to have to break the news to the Commodore?
I'll handle all communications on this matter.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anything else you need from me before we, do you want us to make for your position, or will you be coming here?
No, we will come. How far away are they?
2 zones away. They're like long range to you.
But they're like less than a light year. They're within the same general system area.
Yeah. It's worth asking. That's true. Yeah. They're in the same controlled aerospace of the station.
Okay, so
Oh,
like 10 minutes of travel at most. Or something.
at impulse.
Yeah. That was a question, not an assumption, but. We will maneuver to you. You focus on obtaining that information.
Yes, Captain.
Control Commander Security, difficulty 3, assisted by computer security of the Market Brook to secure the Market Brook to make sure everything's fine.
Okie dokie. I gotta pull open his sheet. Logistics focus?
Yeah, given what's happening, yeah, you're trying to keep me. There's a whole system in place for this sort of thing. Yeah.
We'll use command. Difficulty is 3. Take 3 threat.
Okay.
That's 3 on the button.
Plus the Market Brook.
Someone want to roll that, or shall I?
Yeah, I
as
got
the
Hey, generated 1. Yeah, after a quick set off of orders, you're able to confirm, and you're able to confirm that the Market Brook is secure. If it wasn't before, it sure as heck is now.
in which case Commander Holva will send over word of such to the Bonaventure, not as a full hail, but as a
digital paper. It's like, hey,
yeah, digital paper. We're secure. Someone behind a terminal will tell you that.
Yeah. What do you do now, folks?
Okay, are we off the call?
Yeah, I'd say so, because I had to hang up to do that.
Okay. Once he hangs up, Atrum will say, Captain, under no circumstances can I investigate this crime. I was a witness to it.
The captain says, hold on a second. If you hallucinated an event during a coma-like dream state that you are now convinced was irrelevant, I might. If you are telling me that a security officer with a psionic capability witnessed a crime, then I would have to say no. Just because a security officer saw a crime doesn't mean they can't investigate it. In fact, it makes them the primary responsible investigator.
Captain.
That is, unless you took part. If you are telling me you were involved in the supposed murder.
I shall relay events to you as I remember them. I had been imprisoned by the psychic Wolverine and spent much time tortured in some sense, fighting with him, however you would like to describe it. Eventually, he got tired and left, and I returned to a normal sleep-like state. As I was healing, my physical body remained healing, but my mind was conscious, and I was able to, upon the psychic realm, interact and view the area around the ship. I happened to notice Lieutenant Deca and almost instinctively reached out to psychically communicate with them, at which point I saw some creature of some psionic force I've never seen before attack, and I attempted to interfere, and by the time the affair was over, the Officer Bulai was dead, Deca's case was cracked open, and I had failed at reviving Officer Bulai. I don't know where the Uniform Code of Justice fits into all of this.
The captain says, let me give you an analogy. If you walked onto the bridge and saw me holding a phaser and Lieutenant Fushi on the ground dying, would you expect to be sidelined from the investigation, or would you expect to be the primary investigator because of your role and responsibilities?
Very well, I can conduct the investigation, but I will tell you it will be hard for me to be impartial because I witnessed someone who was not Lieutenant Deca committing the murder, and...
You're fine. Impartial doesn't mean you need to present me with an equally compelling case that two different parties do it. It means that you need to follow the evidence without your personal interactions with Deca or any other suspect changing your actions. So long as you're not going to let Deca off the hook and immediately close the investigation without proof that backs up your testimony, you are impartial.
She nods her head and says, then very well, I shall do my best to investigate this affair.
If it's, well, I guess I will, the determination is yours, but are you also communicating that Lieutenant Deca is not a suspect? Or do you need more time to actually reach that conclusion?
I lack any evidence beyond my own eyewitness testimony, but I have no reason at this moment to believe that Deca committed the crime. Or, well, Deca's case was cracked open, and exposure to the case is what killed Lieutenant Bulai, but Deca was not the one who cracked the case. The exact legal guilt inflicted upon Deca would have to be settled by a court of inquiry. But I believe that they did not open the case of their own accord.
Atrium Insight plus Security difficulty 1.
Yeah, you're about to, I think you might be about to realize something that's going to be inconvenient.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 1 momentum.
Oh, you got it back. Comp, though.
You take some threat.
Sure.
Did you not have a focus for that?
I couldn't think of one.
Oh, okay. Not
Oh, this is a
investigated?
question about law, and I don't have a law focus.
Oh, okay.
You lack physical evidence proving your assertion, and you do not know the state of mind of Deca. So you're making a presumption of facts without evidence to back up your facts. So
Yeah.
technically, you could be
Because
dinged
you-
here for releasing him without getting physical evidence first.
Because as far as I should know, that they look like a dangerous criminal.
Because the cause of death was them being exposed. You don't know if Deca meant to do that, if it was Deca being negligent in maintaining their case, or was it the other alien species? Did they interfere with it? The problem is you don't know which of those situations it was.
It also could be both. It could be Deca working in league with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Because the law
Yeah,
wants you to
but
think
also-
worst case scenario to a certain degree, but also give the benefit of doubt. It's like, well, Deca may have had nothing to do with it, but equally,
Very much could.
it very much could.
Then she'll say, to err on the side of legal caution, I believe that we may have to keep Deca interred for the time being, but I have no exculpatory evidence, but I have no indication that they did this on purpose.
Yeah, that much is worth saying because you saw their mind, you witnessed it. It didn't look like they popped their box because you know what it's like for their species to do that. There's like a thing they would normally do. So it's like, well, they didn't pop it the normal way, so it's not like they're like, aha, you know. That's a reasonable thing to say, for sure.
All right.
So what's your next move?
We'll call the Condor.
You want me here for that?
Yep, you're a lead investigator.
Right.
You see the Commodore kind of sitting, like, hits the button and grabs the console and is turning it with her as she's going to sit down. Like she was obviously doing something else and goes to sit down to talk to you. As you see, there's a lot of stuff going on her screens, but she pulls it so it's just you and her, as it were. Yes, Captain. How can I help you?
I have to apologize. I have some pretty terrible news.
Oh, news gets
Lieutenant Belai has passed away. He was exposed to the presence of a... What is your species called?
Medusan.
Medusan. To the presence of a Medusan. Medusan happens to be a crew member aboard Bonaventure. We are investigating whether or not it was an accident or of a more heinous nature.
She leans back, kind of looks away from the screen for a second.
Luckily, the psionic capabilities of Commander Atrum already have us with progress, but not enough to make a final determination.
Atrum will smile and say, "It was a truly terrible affair. I witnessed it psychically, if not in person. I know he was a good man, and he will be missed. And we shall do our best to reach the truth of the matter."
You see, as you're talking to her, she knows she hasn't turned her head back to the screen. She's drifting off on you a bit. You can actually see tears starting to form up in one of her eyes. Like you could tell she's struggling to keep herself under control at the moment.
I'm just going to share a glance with the captain.
The captain will say, if you wish, I would invite you to make Captain Satal available. I don't necessarily think his presence is required, but he might be the most experienced in legal matters. Then again, you may wish to preserve his
Who is your character referencing?
Captain Satal is the commander of Willistic, the CO of Willistic. He's also got a Federation.
Oh, right, my brain.
He's got
this guy.
He's got a focus in Federation law. If you had to, you could, because I know it will be difficult, being that I am taking an active part in the investigation. Commander Hova was the arresting officer, and I think you had a very close personal relationship with the lieutenant as a subordinate, like we all do. Being so far out here, and I apologize, Commodore. I hate to run through these details after telling you this, but we're kind of alone out here, so there's not much else. There's not really someone else for me to coordinate this with. We might want to leave Captain Satal out of the investigation and leave Captain Rahl out of any of this, as well as Diana, because if you were to recall her, that would give you 3 command qualified officers, but that would probably be the only 3 you could get your hands on without leaving the Haida without both its captain and XO, or waiting months for someone else to make it out here, as we're going to need 3 command level officers if this turns out not to be an accident.
Presence command difficulty 2 as you're bringing the Commodore back around, because it's obvious he's somewhere else. And she's hearing you, but you're not sure if you're trying to make sure she hears you. You know what I mean?
fair dealer. She doesn't have to think about whether she trusts me on this. She just has to think about actually like tuning back in.
Yeah.
Focus in inspiration.
Yep.
I'm gonna choose to be assisted by the ship because it's a command ship.
Yep.
And I'm gonna spend a momentum.
Ba, ba, ba. Generate 3 so far. Ba, ba. Pulse ship. Come on, ship. Give me a comp. Give me a comp. I dare you. Come on.
Oh, do we still have our breaches?
At least one of them's fixed. I know that. I forget how fast ships are fixed, but you've been at station for at least a day or two. I forget how long it takes to fix breaches and Dewey.
All right. Well, then we'd probably clear the one to engines first. Communications, while important, is not going to blow the ship up. Hey.
And 2 more. Awesome. Eventually she kind of holds up a hand for a second, and you see she mutes her side, and then maybe no more than 30 seconds or so she comes back. And you see her like putting something away.
As she goes to respond, I want to spend 2 to provide the Mollustic with the trait like Unshaken Command or something. It's not so much that Hearn is not affected or like not at her full game. It's that she has a highly experienced captain, and if she needs to, a pretty experienced reserve commander that she can rely on to keep the station at full operation, even if she has to like step back for a day or 2.
By the way, it's 2 breaches you fixed by now because it's been a full day. And yes to that trait. Oh, I've been misspelling momentum in the freaking thing this whole time. Goodness. I'm gonna fix it. Momentum. TUM, not UTM. Save.
Yeah, I don't know where you want to put that on the screen, but that goes on the Willistic, not on us.
I'll put it as part of the captain doing things. So -W, Unshaken Command. Boop. Because clearly that inspiration probably gets her to go, hey, she's gonna rally up her side of things and get herself squared away a bit more.
Oh, sorry, we're reading it. They may confer the trait.
Question mark?
I was just seeing, it may not be that I apply the trait to them. It's may that I create the trait and I may confer it to them. I may allow them to use it. This is just getting into the weeds about whether the trait is on them or whether it's on us, and I allow them to use it.
You would, in this case, with that, in full investigation, you could have it apply to them and to the Margaret Brook because you're all allied ships. You're specific calling out that this Unshaken Command is directed specifically at them. You're making sure they have a trait that their command in particular is unshaken. But you could.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't allow me to confer. It has to be the trait that was created from the task that I confer.
Yeah. So yeah, this one is just something you targeted. So therefore, full investigation doesn't go over to them. But this, you purposely made a trait that applied to somebody else. Because even without that, you can make a trait about somebody else if the rule makes sense. Yeah. So when she comes back, if I had a ball, I'd throw it at you, but you're too far away.
Then I'll can I spend 2 as well to improve full investigation? That well, you may. This depends on what she says, but I'm assuming she's about to say, that we're gonna get all the resources and access we need to bump up full investigation.
Yeah, well, you can spend that.
Okay.
There's enough ships here and personnel that increasing the full investigation power is a lot higher. There's a lot more staff involved. So, Atrim can expect the security officer of the Willistuk to be contacting her in the near future. Going, hey, by the way, if you need extra people.
And then as we're going to get started role-playing, I just wanted to let you know that, like, Russia is a Eurasian nation and Egypt exists. And
I'm just going to mute
there's further
Killick here real
interruptions I can
quick.
make.
I'm just gonna hit this button here, and he can't say anything now. But then I can't hear him say anything. So, hello. If only I could do that at tables. But apparently, putting a tape over people's mouths is considered assault and battery in most countries. So, who knew? I just throw little stuffed balls at people, or stuffies, or food. Anyway. Hearn comes back, unless Killick has an objection.
Not that you're going to hear me out on.
She comes back, and she says, at present, I'm going to confer with my JAG staff here on the station, and but I will allocate security personnel under to assist you with your investigation. I will defer at this time to your judgment and full report to me if you believe that this investigation requires, or if the officer accused requests a full judicial review, then we can summon the relevant officers. But at this point, this falls under the purview of a captain's mast, so this does fall into your authority. Much as I do feel I want to get involved, I know that at this point, early involvement only degrades the rights of your officer and may imperil the investigation of who killed or what killed my officer.
I'm actually going to ask, is that true? Because I would expect things like murder to not to be like something the captain can recommend charges on, but like I can't make the final determination and pass judgment on like,
that's kind of what she's doing. Like she's giving you that power to recommend charges or point the charges.
Okay. I thought she was making me judge, jury, and execution. I was like, maybe on like petty theft, but not
murder.
Not murder.
Because that's one of the... Well, the thing is, if you or the other... Or Holva arrested Dekka, and Dekka just confessed and said, you're right, I am the murderer, that's the end of the conversation. They're done. But one presumes Dekka is not confessing to a murder that he didn't do. So I would presume Dekka.
Game over. Evidence right there.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Yeah, because if Dekka just fesses and says, yeah, I'm the murderer, it's like, and that's it. The investigation's over. Mission stops. Dekka's court-martialed and is a confessed murderer.
It's like the bit in Scooby-Doo 2. You're trying to make it look like I killed him. And when asked for comment, Dekka only had this to say, I killed him.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the level of attack. Because Dekka is refuting it, it's like, well, that means the captain has to investigate it because obviously somebody's died. He has to look into it. And the Commodore is like, yeah, I'm looking. Although there's an unspoken thing here that if you soft pedal this, you get the feeling the Commodore is not going to just go, yeah, I'll just trust your judgment on this. She might go, I'm going to look into this a bit more. If you give her nothing, like if you just in the moment say, yeah, I believe in him, trust me, I want to dismiss this. It's like that's not sufficient for that wouldn't be sufficient for a JAG officer to take, let alone the Commodore of your fleet. But if you get if you give her evidence and you prove to her, it's like, hey, I don't think the charges make sense, they won't stick, we should let him go, or it's actually somebody else, we need to get this other guy, Or, I've got the other guy, here's the evidence. You should charge this person. Oh, okay, well, yeah, we're charging you. How dare you try to frame an officer? Yeah, you're within the legal wheelhouse here. And she's acting... In theory, she could snatch it from you, but that would be against protocol. Uniform Code of Justice there's chain of command for a reason. And it gives her a bit of distance from the victim, which you'll need if she's called before. Because you're right. If you call a judicial review, it's either you guys, which you can do, but she's pretty close, or you have to retreat all the way back to Federation space and call on the JAG to summon a hearing, a judicial board. Which is not a minor thing. It is not a thing that takes a small amount of time.
Yeah, I think as long as... I think there are enough command level officers that we could...
You could just do it here,
But
yeah.
I was looking at I was doing the math and I was like, let me actually walk that back, because if Satal gets involved, then the only way is the Haida's... Assuming the Haida has a commander as an EXO, we haven't named him yet, but...
You've kind of been relegated into the DA position, as it were. It's like you're the one who's recommending. It's like the cops grab somebody. You need to make sure these charges are actually worth your time, worth Starfleet's time.
Yep.
Would have been nice. Ideally, would have been nice if the commander didn't just arrest him, because that puts a ticking clock on all this. But
yeah,
because you can't hold on to him forever, and eventually someone's gonna have to make a call of charging him or not. And letting him go with minimal evidence looks bad, because the Federation Council will flip it and go, excuse you? You didn't investigate a fatal incident between two officers because you liked him? That's not enough. And then you get pulled back, you get recalled back to Earth. And it becomes a whole thing, so. Just setting stakes. That all said, you do eventually get off the horn with Hearn, because there's not a whole lot much more she can do for you right now until you've pointed one direction or the other.
All right, Commander, you have the fleet at fingertips.
She nods her head and says, I shall work as quickly as I can to get that report finished. And she'll head off.
All right. What's the first step of your investigation, Commander? New scene, by the way, for obvious reasons.
My first step would be to conduct an extensive interview with the only other person who saw the crime, who is Dekka. Dekka is being transferred back to us, from my understanding.
Yep. So Dekka will be put into your brig.
I was thinking we could put him in personal quarters because he can't move, but then I was like, no, he's an energy being. If we're gonna take you have to stay where we put you thing seriously. We have to do it in the room with energy shields.
And he's put into a special box that he can't access. It's like, no, you are in a shielded box. You don't get to move unless we tell you can move. You're allowed to communicate, but that's it. Because normally, he's a free person, so they're like, I should be able to let myself out whenever I want, as long as I'm being safe and responsible. It's like, yes, but you're under arrest, so you get put into a different box. Putting you in the brig's kind of overkill, but protocols. Who knows what you can do, right?
Yeah, this is they basically just took the same box that they normally use and added a few extra greeblies to it. And some extra lights to the side.
So you find Lieutenant Dekka in the brig. At this point, the brig's been cleared out of other suspicious persons because they've been pulled over to the Willistic. Willistic's doing that whole the Margaret Brick was going to continue the investigation about the station, but now that's all screwed up because their head lawyer just died. So now everything's all kind of thrown out of whack right now. But it's not the Bonaventure's problem yet. You have your own problem.
Given that the captain is more like just primarily going to be involved in like determining the value of Atrum's report, is there any reason I shouldn't pick up a support?
It's a new scene anyway. You can totally pick up a support here.
Well, I didn't know if you had something that was going to like definitely require me to make rolls as the captain.
Unless Atrum calls up and needs you to do something, that'd be my only... I can guarantee that. If Atrum needs you to do something, then maybe, but I don't know.
I don't think there's anything she'd need like me
I
to
don't think
roll
so
on
either.
it.
Yeah.
It's just to give her permission to roll herself or something.
Yeah, because if it's just
in
a
that
call,
case-
because if it's just a call of hey, I want to talk to you, as long as you're not rolling dice, your character can talk all they want. It's just they just can't roll while they're not active. Same as supports. The support
Okay.
character can be in the room and talk and respond to you, but if they don't roll dice, they're not activated.
Then
Then a kill
Okay,
arrives.
grab
I'm
guard.
just kidding.
which is gonna she could, but I didn't make her remember because I didn't know how often she's gonna get involved.
That's
She's
true.
made as a full NPC, so
Ah.
it would be more responsible if you did.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know. I could have,
So
but
who
I
you
didn't want
pulling
to
in?
roleplay with myself. I was about to ask, so I could bring in Art to help you. He's got Federation law and investigation, security for
Sure.
relevant value. He's perfectly relevant, but I don't want to bring him in if he's gonna just be, overshadowing you, because he might be a little bit more focused on internal security rather than tactics and stuff.
I would be
But
fine with it. It's up to you.
Okay.
Who's this? Which character? I didn't hear the name. Then you could pull it
Other
on.
option, I did, but I was gonna give two options. The other option would be Yeoman Vasic because
I was gonna say that.
he has organization, Starfleet protocols. He
It
has
is also
well, he has terrible security, so he's not going to be doing much of the investigating, but he has a good command and a good engineering, which could
and
be
is
relevant.
also psionically attuned.
More like psionically resistant, not attuned, because he's got
Oh, yeah.
Kolinar. He also does have advisor, which means he gets bonus for assisting. So you have someone who I think could help on the organizing side, and you have someone who is really good, going to be really good at the actual investigating side.
Well, Decca is also presumably going to spend a lot of steps in prison, so I think you can both pick one, and you'll play one or the other.
Decca may want to roll in their
Yeah.
own defense. I'll warn.
Yeah, I was gonna say I might not do that this scene, if only
But
because
yeah, in another scene.
you're about to chat with me. So
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so
With guard at my side, I will quietly request the crewman at the controls to take a 10-minute walk, and I would like to pull up a chair and sit in front of Lieutenant Decca.
Gart will look at the commander as he's about to prepare to give a basic rights spiel, and then start the not just I'm sure the brig always has monitoring features, but the create a special memory section of memory related to the investigation and store these recordings there from all sensors and angles.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Control plus security, difficulty 2, assisted by structure plus security.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I should be right back.
Which I assume is going to bring us into our first hurdle, and the first thing Gart is going to say is, Lieutenant Decca, you have been detained as the primary suspect in an ongoing investigation. You have the right to counsel. Would you like to exercise that right?
I believe I would.
Okay, hurdle 1. No one else says anything until the GM figures out who's going to represent you.
Well, actually, Decca, you can. Who would you like to represent you as your defense? Because it could be any of the support characters. It just can't be any of the captains because they are too they're specifically out of the loop because in case a judicial review comes up, they are the judges, so it's better they don't get involved. They can, it's just not a good idea. That could be from can't be from the Heidex. The Heidex not here. They're many light years away from you. So anyone on the Willistok, the Bonaventure, Market Brook, or you can create a support character that I will NPC for a little bit. Keep in mind, this also may be the NPC that defends you if you actually get to a court scene, or support character, I should say. Or you can ask one of the civilians to do it. They're not qualified. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'd say Lieutenant Blue live, but he's dead because you killed him.
Yeah, I did.
Admission, it's on the record. No.
The only person I could think of would be Yeoman Vasek.
Yeoman Vasek.
That's the only person on the ship I could think of without creating a whole new supporting character off the Willistok.
I think the problem you have there is he's not an officer.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm back.
So yeah, we might need to bring in someone new then.
Why do we need to bring someone in new?
Deca's invoked their right to have a lawyer present, which means we need to figure out what supporting character represents Deca.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that lawyer from TOS is way too old to still be alive.
If you want to...
No, it was going to be a joke. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you want a civil lawyer to come up, I can create something from the Willistok pretty quickly.
No, you need a criminal lawyer. And I think it's entirely...
I think he means... I think... No, I think... What the GM means, I think, is not they mean a civilian lawyer, not a civil lawyer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was going to say there's definitely criminal case law.
The words, they were all over the place.
Yeah, because there's gonna be lawyers and jurists aboard station. It's a space station. There's gonna be this one or two hanging about.
Probably better that way too, because then Deca has to choose to roll as the lawyer or roll as Deca.
Yeah, that's quite reasonable.
All right. So yeah, the lawyer's on their way. They have to come for the Willistok because they're just being informed now. Wait, someone needs representation. What happened? Like, I didn't hear anything in the news.
It just happened, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, a Medusan defense case. Interesting. I'll make my name for sure.
Yeah, there's no jurisprudence on this.
There's probably a little. There's not exactly multiple volumes on the topic, I'll give you that. Yes, they're on their way, so whether you wish to... Does your character wait for a lawyer to show up before you say anything? Because you can just sit there and not say anything until your lawyer shows up. Whoops, no, computer, stop helping.
Atrum isn't going to ask you a single question. Once you invoke your right to a lawyer, Atrum isn't going to engage you in conversation until the lawyer shows up.
Yeah. Do you need me to build out the stats for this character right this second? Because...
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's a civil lawyer, I'm building them. For good and ill. But if you want to build them so you use them later... Because if I build them, they're an NPC that the GM controls that may or may not be... Well, they'll be competent, don't worry. They'll have their interests in line.
I think that's more interesting, frankly. I think that's more interesting. Frankly.
I'm preparing to be offended at this space southern lawyer.
I'm just a simple outer colony lawyer.
Why are you patting your forehead? How are you sweating in this air-controlled room?
All I can think of is my cousin Vinny.
Now I do hereby declare that is it not the fault of the victim of this crime for looking upon the true face of God contained within this Medusan? This here Medusan?
This here Medusan. And I say, is that truly a crime?
Lieutenant
So
Foghorn
dumb.
Leghorn on the case.
So dumb. So dumb.
If you guys have time to make a lawyer, I can go do something else and come back to this.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
3 momentum gained.
Yeah. If I had to throw a suggestion for a species for this, a Beetlejuicin would be kind of cool, because they're a highly argumentative species.
Oh, don't worry, I got one. You're good.
Just can't say their name 3 times. Okay. So I was gonna say, if I'm not doing this, I would like to go investigate and take readings from the shuttle, the scene of the crime. So I could say to Deca, we will wait until your lawyer arrives and go do that.
Very well.
Whoop. New scene, not that it matters.
Gart will follow along
So,
and in that recording.
yeah. I need to create that trait you successfully got. You rolled 4, 5 against 2, which generates 3 momentum, 1 of which goes away because we're changing scenes, but that trait is there in that room, so I should mark that so I don't forget that exists, because I will, because I didn't write it down.
And the guard makes sure the security person goes back in there.
You said 10 minutes. I'm gonna bring this before the cap. Get the hell in there. We have enough stuff on our plate. Don't be difficult. So brain power. Let's go. Brain power says that this investigation of the shuttle is part of the extended task, a timed extended task to investigate the murder of Lieutenant Liu Bai. And each task involved with the investigation does eat 2 intervals, which is a considerable amount, which covers the considerable amount of time to get a lot of useful information. But you can spend 2 momentum to make it a single interval.
Okay.
If you run out of intervals, you will need to get more time. You have to apply for more time because you're expected to do a somewhat. You can't hold Deca forever, and you have to get a.
Email the professor and ask for an extension.
Yeah, you have to get a lawful extension for the murder, for the investigation. It's like we can't hold him forever without good reason.
I had to go to 14 funerals. My dog has cancer. Just whatever.
My goddaughter, she's sick. Poor her. That's the same goddaughter he's used. Sorry. So you're investigating these shuttles. What part of it are you? What are you trying to determine from them? Because that tells me it's reason something. I know that.
Okay, let me, because I can't read and talk at the same time. Let me read this for a second. Time to extend 16, breakthrough at 8, breakthrough at 12, resistance 3, difficulty 3, interval 0 at 10. Would interviewing Deca count as taking up time?
At the end of the interview, I would call for a "What did you learn?" roll. But the little rolls that he does of like remembering stuff.
All of the data. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna bust out the sensors, the evidence bags, the whatever. I would like to scan the internals of the ship from where the crime was taken. Well, let me ask you this: do we have any? Before I even try to scan things, because this was not a murder with a knife where there's like blood splatters that you could find even if they were hidden, but like an ESP crime. Can I ask you, with my knowledge of ESP, do I know of any technologies or devices or techniques that would allow you to detect echoes of what happened in the past on the psychic plane currently and record them, like anything equivalent of a ESP blood splatter analysis?
It would cost 2 momentum in opportunity, because that's a specialized like Betazoid forensic tool. There are forensic tools for that. It's just only the Betazoids use them. or
Sure,
Betazoids, like psychic
I-
species have them, but the average ship doesn't walk around with them because how often do you use it, sort of thing.
Yeah, okay, then in that case, I shall spend for Betazoid. Sure, I shall call it that. Beta Z forensic kit.
Very good.
Beta for and yeah, I think that's how you spell that. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to briefly explain to MCPO Gart how this thing is used because this is definitely something they don't cover in boot camp. And explain to him that these are the signals we're looking for, and then once we're going to scan the ship from top to bottom, and once we have all the data, we can put together a scene of what this might tell us of the crime. So yeah, let's get scanning.
Gart feels a little bit insulted and wants to show off his investigative abilities that he has got,
boy.
including the use of this weapon, because he hasn't been to boot camp in like 30 years or something, like 20 something years, and somewhat miffed that the commander is treating him so harshly.
And now the HR part of the episode starts. Let's get that roll started before I continue with this particular lawyer. Tee-hee-hee-hee. So you're scanning for sonic stuff that's in the thing. That sounds like to me, like science or medicine. Difficulty 3.
No, it's gonna be an alien from that planet that pretended to be mobsters.
But the Beta Iosians, what's wrong with them? They have a rich democratic heritage every 2 years. It's a wonder they get anything done.
Listen here, Vinny. You're gonna let my buddy out of jail, or you're gonna take a long walk off of a short pier.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
It's so fun.
All right, Gart, are you making this roll, or am I making this roll?
Best I could pull out is a total of a 9.
I also have a total of a 9, but I probably have more stuff. So why don't you assist? All right.
Right.
GM, a focus of ESP.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. One of my traits is upset stomach because you gave that to me. I don't think that applies anymore.
No, that's from the water and stuff. That's gone by now.
Yeah, that's from the water. Yeah, that's you laugh. I was looking at my traits to see what. A trait of Beta Z or Betazoid on the grounds that. Okay.
Because
So that drops the difficulty down to 2.
Or the resistance.
No, this task specifically, I'm concerned about the difficulty.
Fair enough.
Because I'm rolling a 9. Trait of Starfleet officer.
No.
Sorry, a trait of cool-headed. I'm gonna be very diligent in what I collect.
You're not under the gun in that way, so I wouldn't say so. I think a hot-headed person
Just
could do this too.
bringing in the captain's plan of full investigation, because that's 2 hits and
Okay.
2 bonus momentum if it applies.
Yeah, could I invoke that?
You certainly can. That's one if you're applying it to difficulty or resistance.
Remember, the amount of work you do is the discipline you have. So if the best you have is a 2, you
It's a
need
1.
to get the resistant. Oh. Then
Yeah.
you probably need to let if it's a 1. What did you use that brought the difficulty down by 1?
Betazoid. I could use that. I could dump everything into resistance for 0, and then we would at least get 1 off of this.
Yeah, because Gart doesn't have Beta Z, he could do 2, but at resistance 1.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't put any towards difficulty. We're just gonna have to shoot at the difficulty.
All right. In that case, GM, I would like to put the one from Betazoid and the 2 from the captain's plan into Resistance. So Resistance 0, difficulty 3. Reason, Science 9, focus of ESP doesn't matter because my skill is 1. Let me just.
Can I use insight, because Gart is not the one making the scans. He's like, as the XO is scanning and saying like, oh, I see this and that's interesting. Gart's conversating and
I get what you're putting down.
giving pushback or validating.
Yeah, being the Watson, being like,
Yeah.
what could that mean? Also, Jim, I have an idea. The security officer role drops the security team value to 0. Would it be possible to deploy a security team, not in a sense of a combat team, but because we're docked with the station, we could get a full investigative team to assist with the clearance of evidence here? Clearance, I mean by collection of evidence.
The issue is that you would need to you need either a science or medical team. Security isn't the. You need like scientific experts or medical experts to gather the information you're looking for.
Okay, then that doesn't matter. All right, in that case, yeah, take 3 threat.
Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, Gart, you can't screw this up for me.
Gart already rolled to 0.
Okay.
You might want to use determination.
Yep. We're gonna make the magic happen. GM, can I spend on the value Starfleet protects those who cannot protect themselves? I have an obligation to collect this data accurately because I believe Deca is innocent, and I'm the only one who can prove that by doing this properly.
I was reading your things.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I'll just say no because I'm mad at you. No, I'll take that. Yeah.
Okay.
Spite GMing, a very healthy way to GM.
That's funny. I wrote it in my notes as Starfleet protests and not Starfleet protects. I
mean, that's what it says. That's what it says. No.
Yeah. Starfleet. The last time I used this was to hunt for the fugitive aboard the ship. This guy Thane. Can I call back to that on a similar basis that I'm hunting for lost items as part of a security detail? Or investigative job?
I wouldn't say so, no. You were in hot pursuit of somebody rather than investigating a forensic situation. Yeah.
That's fine. All right. And in either case, I'm going to re-roll those 2 zeros.
There you go.
Woo-hoo.
So generate 2 momentum.
That's
Natural
the
1.
business.
You brought it down, so you did 1 progress.
Yep.
2 intervals will go by unless you spend 2 momentum to drop it to 1 interval.
I instead spend 2 to increase the work done.
Yeah, I believe it's 2 for 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
I'm gonna triple check, just make sure you're not overspending. I think it's just 2 for 1.
I think there's a trait that makes it 1 for 1. Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Extend a task, yada yada. Determine impact, resistance, apply impact, additional progress, repeatable. Add 1 to impact for 2 momentum. Yeah, so you could increase your impact by 1. So that puts you at 2 progress. Not 12, 2. As you gather some forensic details from the shuttle, the preliminary information you get that's used to you is that you have determined and reconfirmed that yes, there was 2 people aboard. It was Deca. It was Bulai. That you know. Psychic presence you're able to determine that there were 4 psychic presences in the vicinity.
Okay. I was able to determine that at the very least there was 1 extra presence that was not Deca. That's very useful information.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're informed that the lawyer Mercy has arrived and is conferring with Deca.
All right. I shall, order a crewman to stand guard at this thing because it's still a piece of evidence under investigation. It's not to be moved, and say, all right, Gart, I've just got notification that the Deca's lawyer Mercy is aboard. We shall continue with our questioning.
Let's get it done.
And the 2 of you arrive to see it is yet another Medusan who is being carried by somebody.
Oh.
Atrim can't help but smile when she walks in. She will nod her head and say, I am Commander Neostrat Atrim. This is Master Chief Petty Officer Gart. We are the lead investigators upon the case your client is involved in.
I am a lawyer that you may call Mercy, and I am here as part of the Medusan Justice program.
Before we begin, Deca, how are you feeling? Is there anything that we could get you to improve your comfort in this moment?
Well, it would of course be nice to be out of my containment, but I get the distinct impression that that won't be happening.
She gives you a pitiful look and says, not at the moment.
In that case, I'm as comfortable as I can be.
Very well.
Cart will give the spiel again and start the recording.
Be advised, Deca,
Okay.
you don't have to say anything or answer any of their questions.
I know.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Deca. My first question to you is to ask you where you were and in the hour before the murder.
I was escort Eve's lieutenant, right?
Yep, Lieutenant.
I was escorting the lieutenant to the Haida.
Is Deca intentionally lying?
Or am I misremembering?
That's what I want to. It's the Margaret Brook. The Haida's nowhere near here.
Sorry, Margaret Brook. That is me as player. Forget it.
The GM's like,
because
that's such a blatant lie. What are you doing?
No, sorry. We have a few ships, and
there's like this whole journal that has names on them too and everything.
Yeah. I was escorting the lieutenant to the USS Margaret Brook.
Deca, you may make an insight plus command difficulty 1. Your lawyer will assist you because there's a presumption you talked with the lawyer about what you know about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I presume you didn't lie to them at any point. So she is going to try to assist you. Or they are going to try to assist you, I should say.
Yeah.
Did I put over the focuses? I didn't. Whoops. They have focuses. Don't worry, folks. I did not just make a worthless support character. Just a sandbag of. Oh, you can put down the value. That's important. NPCs have values. Generally.
Oh. Definitely at least generating a momentum.
This one.
Good thing you asked for insight. Insight's one of my 2 good stats.
There. Save, I said. Assisting doesn't really apply in this case. Yep. Let's generate 2. An hour before and your character can correct themselves here. And the flight from station to the Margaret Brook was not an hour long. You would have been an hour ago. You would have been on the station. Specifically, I'm not sure exactly what you'd be doing on the station. At least 30 minutes in, you'd have to have gone to the shuttle to check it for pre-flight and stuff, and then start flying. So an hour is like 30 minutes before you would have to be at the shuttle flying the lieutenant out.
In the hour leading up to the event, I was on the station. That lasted until around half an hour before, or that lasted up until about 40 minutes before the incident occurred. 30-minute, sorry, hang on, I'm just getting my timeline right here. 40 minutes before the incident occurred, I began to prepare the shuttle for departure. That process took about half an hour. We departed, and 10 minutes later, the incident occurred.
These are
Go ahead.
These are facts you'll be able to verify with your station sensors and with witnesses aboard. There are several people who saw Decca at the location at the time indicated.
She nods her head.
It would also be in the shuttle dispatch logs.
Lawyer nods to that. Well, gives the image of agreement, because I just realized I can't nod their box.
She's going to then say, and could you relate to me, and we can we can summarize this a bit, but in universe, at the very least, she would ask if they could describe the event as best they remember it.
I imagine you would recount it as your character saw it, which we saw earlier in the episode.
Yes. Yep, I in fact do recount the events as Decca recalls them.
Commander, I would requisition the sensor logs, computer logs of Shuttle 5 after this interview, so I may review them.
Very well. Then she's going to say, in your opinion, as a witness to the, and I should not have called it a murder, as a witness to the death, what is your understanding of the cause of the late Lieutenant Bulai's death?
Decca thinks for a moment and says, I do not think that would be a wise question for me to answer.
May I confer with my client?
You may.
Psychically, Mercy talks to you, Decca. What's
Yes.
wrong?
He died because he looked upon me. That much is true.
Can they prove that? Is it plain and obvious that their sensors would see that your presence was what killed him, or that's medical evidence that would show to that? Do you know that's what happened, or do you think that's what happened? There is a difference.
I felt containment on my pod fail. I told him to look away, and then I saw him writhe in pain on the ground. Do I have the general understanding of what it looks like when someone is exposed to a Medusan, and does that line up with what I witnessed?
Yeah, it does. Because psychically, you would have sensed the terror that he was feeling. There's a very unique terror that happens when people look at Medusans who aren't Medusans themselves or otherwise shielded.
Yes. Unless there was another being capable of inflicting the sort of horror in corporeals that us Medusans do, I can only arrive at that conclusion.
But you warned him in advance. You said don't come in, and he came in anyway. So there is a possibility that he inflicted your visage on himself, that you made no intention of attacking him. So my suggestion is to not confirm any. Don't lie, but don't take credit where it may not be your fault. Given what happened, there's a possibility that he in his dazed state may have stumbled in and accidentally saw you, or he was not responding to your warning.
Right.
Or you could refuse to answer the question, which that may be. Your caution is well-founded, but you need to be careful how you answer the question. Because otherwise you're taking credit for something that may have nothing to do with you. So, but for the room, for Atrium and Gart, it's just two boxes flickering, and there's no sound.
Yeah.
You just got this awkward silence.
Atrium knows what's happening, and so she's like intentionally distracting herself by looking at data on her pad so that she does not, her mind is occupied and she's not listening.
Commander, to the best of my understanding, the cause of the victim's death was when he inadvertently witnessed my form as a result of a compromised containment unit.
You were aware previously of the danger your form can pose to corporeal beings?
Yes.
And do you take precautions with the upkeep of your box to prevent such exposure?
Of course.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, the suit was working before the incident.
Indeed. It was only it was only in the moments after I lashed out at the psionic intruder that containment on my pod failed.
Okay. And she's going to say, and before Lieutenant Bulaya looked upon you, you did tell them to step away?
I did. I told them not to look.
In your estimation, was there anything else you could have done to prevent the encounter?
Don't answer that.
No.
That is speculation that Deca wouldn't be able to make in the moment, given the information present. And any admission may result in self-incrimination, so I do not advise you answer.
Deca just says nothing, and you get the feeling by that, Commander, that Deca isn't conversing with the lawyer or anything. Deca's just not saying anything.
Yeah, no, I understand it. She says, thank you. We shall be back if we have further questions. Actually, before I say that, GM, can I make an insight security if there's anything else I should ask Deca?
That's a worthy thing to ask. And actually, that will go towards the task in front of us. It could be insight or reason, because you're going over... Your character may think of extra things that would be of help to them.
Okay.
Now, normally there'd be a limit to how many people can assist, but in this instance... actually, no, there is a limit in that... you need momentum to get other people to help you past the first person, I believe.
Yeah, it's past the first person.
So reason, security, difficulty 3, resistance 3. You can pull the lawyer in as well, because the lawyer it is in their interest to help you. But there's only.
You said it could be insight instead.
Sorry, it could be insight or reason. Yes.
Yeah, because my insight's a lot better.
I'd be rocking a 13 on any of that.
I have a 15.
I don't know where the lawyer stands
11.
in terms of assist. Then I might be the better person to assist.
Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. 12. My bad.
I still have a little more.
I think you probably have a focus.
Psionics.
Or would you be looking for a focus like memory or something?
Then probably not. Then the lawyer actually might be better, because the lawyer will likely have a dedicated focus.
They do have a focus that would help.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll let the lawyer.
GM, a focus in investigative techniques.
Yep.
I was taught proper questions to ask. Awesome. Focus of cool-headed. This is not an intense
Yes.
interrogation. Great. I'm keeping it very light. Okay.
Diff or resistance?
We'll drop resistance. I'm not worried about difficulty here.
Okay.
Spending 1 momentum and 2 threat. And with cautious, I can reroll for the first time. Now look at that.
They're rolling to assist.
That is 6, 7, 8.
8 on
Nice.
3, so generate 5. So you have a lot to spill over. Oh no, you exactly filled up. My bad. I did the math wrong. So, your security's 5, resistance was 2, so you, raw, you generate 3. 3 into 2 is 5, of 16. Do you wish this will eat up 2 intervals unless you spend 2 momentum? And I will note that you can spend 2 momentum for each additional impact you wish to do.
Alright. Yeah, I'll spend 2 to lower the interval count.
Okay, so it's only use
Good,
3
good
intervals.
play.
We are currently at interval 2, which means it would cost us... Or sorry, we are interval 5, so if we spend all, that would bring us up... Or sorry, we are at progress. 2 plus 3 is 5. But didn't I spend 1 to drop the
You did, but you didn't
resistance
have.
by 1? Hold on, let me...
Well, your security is 5, right? So minus 2 is 3. 3 on to 2.
You're right,
You had 2 progress before. That brought it up to 5.
Right. I did the math. You did the math better. All right. So sure, we shall spend. Here's what I'm going to do. We'll spend 2 momentum to increase the progress to 6, which
Okay.
means we will definitely get a breakthrough next round. And we shall spend 2. Could I create a trait of like extensive timeline or documented timeline or something like that, because we have Deca's record, my record, and the ship's record to have a dedicated list of events of what happened according to the ship's the sensor, the ESP data we have, my recollection, and Deca's recollection.
Oh, that's the way you said that changed what I thought you were going to do. So it's actually you could do that. Yes, I just had to change the trait that I was creating. Detailed timeline.
Okay. With all of that done, I'm going to say thank you for your assistance, Deca. If we need you, we shall return.
All right. And I would say that, without like even just having to pry, because Deca being a full psychic entity, you can just feel the despair and sadness and fear coming off that box.
Yeah, Atrum will. You get like you get like a psionic image in your head from Atrium of like a ship being battered against the storm and then sailing into a stable, cool port. And that's as direct a commentary as she can give you at this moment.
The lawyer was going to say, "Excuse me, Commander, I do have 1 point of order to resolve with you. At this time, you stated earlier that you believe this is a victim and not a murder. And it seemed from your questioning that you don't seem to suspect Lieutenant Deca of the murder. I do understand that Starfleet has higher expectations of its officers, but I do believe that Lieutenant Deca may be unfairly overly detained and restricted due to being a Medusan. To that effect, I would request that Lieutenant Deca either be remanded into personal quarters or provided a more accessible containment box. Ideally, I would want Lieutenant Deca to be provided a Medusan containment area in your cargo bay so they can move about more freely and not be left in more confinement than is healthy for a Medusan. You must understand that we Medusans suffer confinement with corporeal beings for the betterment of self and our species, but when we're overly contained, this can cause psychological damage as well, which I believe is over and beyond what is happening here.
Go ahead, Winchester.
Gart will try to step in here because Deca is the primary suspect until someone else is found, even if the commander has her suspicions. And we're not confining Deca any more than any other Starfleet officer could expect. So Gart would like to push back on this if it's in line with regulations.
It's an opposed presence, security, or command rule. As you're arguing back and forth over this regulation, that regulation, with this Federation charter, right? Like, yes, but this regulation, that regulation. Like, you're arguing back and forth about how exactly, what's fair, what's appropriate.
Atrium is keeping her mouth shut right now because asked you to step in, but you did jump in to have this fight. I had a different way of solving this problem. So, you can sink or swim on your own here, I'm afraid.
You're the defender here, because they're the one asserting that they should be given lesser
focus
confinement.
In Federation law?
100%.
And also, you're totally right.
Determination on I keep both eyes open. You gotta keep an eye on this guy. Might try something funny.
Well, then energy beings, that's your first problem. No, I get what you mean, though. No.
The problem is you can't keep an eye on them because if you look at them, you
I guess you're going to have to challenge that value. No, I'll take it.
Yeah, keep an ear on them. You can hear them.
Has like four different values: an eye, an ear, a nose, a touch,
Actually,
I'm
going to do a little bit of something here. The old Winchester special that's only happened 0 times because I haven't had a chance to use these together yet. I'm going to choose command because does this task create a trait?
No, you're fighting someone socially.
I didn't know if it applied a trait to them. Okay, then command sheet won't work. Since Gart is at a console, can he get an assist from the ship to pull up relevant regulations as they're spouted at him?
I mean, Mercy will refer to notes from the ballistic, so it's only fair.
All right.
You're being smart. You're doing what the lay would do.
What I wanted is Gart is going to choose to have the ship crit.
Mm-hmm.
Because this ship has been recognized by the Federation Council, and Gart will be damned if we're going to lose that recognition by not maintaining the standards and discipline. Standard and discipline. That's the
Why
most
are you
juicy.
why are you so mean to me?
Oh, Gart's not mean. He's mean to someone who's trying to erode standards and discipline.
Get no hits.
That's 6 successes.
Thanks.
Oh, the second die doesn't count because I spent determination, so that's 4 successes.
Hooray!
Military JAG officer puts the human rights lawyer in her place.
1,
God.
3.
I'll have you know this illegal confinement is actually perfectly legal confinement.
And the ballista, computer security. No, computers command. What am I doing? That's 3. They want to do more than that. Not really. They don't.
Did your plan Antrim involve the GM burning half the threat?
Yeah, you go back and forth, and you're able to assuage the lawyer that you're not. Although Deca does have some extra things like being put inside a specialized box, it's the minimum amount. And even later on, at some point, Deca's in like long-term confinement. There is provisions to let Deca have cargo bay time to kind of wander around and stretch their body a bit, and then go back in the box later. It's not like you're going to keep him in there for days and days at a time just because they won't starve. It's like no. We understand. There's regulations. They're gonna be taken care of. It's fine. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm worried about nothing. And the lawyer's assuaged. Like, oh, well, you're following all the regulations you're supposed to. Never mind then. I'm mad about nothing. Good.
Okay.
Oops, I need that still. Come back. Come back. Okay. All right. What's your next move, Commander?
Okay, so we have checked out the shuttle. We have checked out the we've interviewed the subject. So this happened about 10 minutes after leaving the station right?
Yep. It's not a very long flight.
Could we go onto the station and see what their sensors detected, if anything, of the whole affair?
Certainly could. Are you going? So Gart and Atrim are going?
Well, I was going to ask Gart, do you have any other ideas about what we could investigate?
That's
We need to... Actually, do we need to verify interview the doctor on the other ship, or is that like solid? Their report is solid.
You could confer with them. It wouldn't be a bad idea to check in with the medical examiner.
One other thing I made.
I guess I was just saying we would make progress if we went down that road rather than just asking if. Okay.
One other thing I'd suggest: someone might want to take a look at my containment box.
Oh, that's a good idea. I only have a 3 in engineering. How about before we leave, could I call up Bryn and ask Bryn to help me? I presume it would be engineering to interact with the box, right?
You're right.
And I actually have not rolled anything this scene. So
well, once they leave the brig, it's a new scene anyway, because the scene is interviewing Deca, so this scene's about to end, and the next scene is wherever they're going next, whether it's the doctor or the box.
Have we transferred Deca from one box to a new box?
Say again, sorry?
Have we transferred Deca from a broken box to a functional box?
Yeah, the Deca's in a specialized containment box. Deca can't open that box like a normal box. So that's part of why Mercy was so annoyed. It's like, hey, wait a minute. It's like, no. This is just temporary. Don't worry.
Yeah, as I said, like they built a box with like extra greeblies and blinking lights on it.
I will
Mhm.
say that box would probably be in your with evidence in cargo bay.
That makes sense. I'm going to flip open my communicator and say Atrum to Bryn.
Bryn here.
Bring your
Bring your.
bring the.
Sorry.
Fucking damn it. I gotta say, Bryn, I'm investigating the incident that occurred earlier today. Bring the tools you would need to investigate a Medusan containment box. And then she pauses for a second and says, I'm not sure what those are. We are going to examine the box and determine what caused its crack.
I'll bring along my hand diagnostic kit.
So who in the new scene? Who is attending to the cargo bay? Bryn. It sounds like is going. Is Guard coming along, or is a different person coming?
No, cart's coming along.
The captain comes in. Why? Because I need determination spin. I think you already spent. I think.
No, the captain was headed to the brig to beat up on the lawyer just to get Deck off.
And then there's another murder investigation as they expose themselves to the captain. No.
I also like to. I feel like I have to imagine that whoever it is in like who's standing guard over the brig. I have to presume that they have to wear those silly little visor goggle things.
Just in case you break out. Yeah, 100%. It's like, no. We're not getting multiple people dropped because we're being lazy. Just grab the stupid goggles. I know they look dumb. I know they make you look like a robot. No offense to robots, but you know. Too bad exocom's not part of Starfleet yet. That's not for another century or two. So, boop. It's huge! No, I'm just kidding. So yes, new scene. I am at a loss because I don't know Mr. Engineer can actually bring along that specialized piece of equipment because you don't have enough momentum for an opportunity.
Oh
but-
yeah. Oh yeah. That's me saying he's bringing along whatever his engineering gear is.
Yeah, because engineering kit you'd have automatically. That's presumed. There's certain tools you could just use in there that would do the job. It just it won't have an extra bonus to it. So yeah, you all arrived. The box is here. What you doing? If you kill each other now, you'll get an extra arc. Except your characters will be dead, so it won't matter.
Now let's see what we got here.
I generally do carry over today. Well,
Opportunity or immediate momentum spin.
yeah.
So you could use threat to grab a specialized Medusan examination kit.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Dashboard. See, no G's. So,
As
so it's not
as-
guard. It's
yeah.
art. Anyway, sorry.
yeah, as Bryn walks in and says, "All right, Commander, where is it?"
Atrum stares at you menacingly.
Sorry, Atrum looks at her data pad, figures out what row it's in, says it's right here.
All right.
To catch you up,
psychic
Can-
telephone, psychic box, psychic doodad. Oh, psychic
Arc-
box right here.
Ark of the Covenant, the Holy
Yeah.
Grail, Alien Head, they're all here.
Most of those also psychic things.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, literally, the Ark of the Covenant is just what you get when you open a Medusan box. Like,
God's a Medusan.
True.
that's what was in the Ark of the Covenant, a Medusan.
The whole time. So it's airtight. Well, I guess the problem is that the box wasn't airtight.
Also, that makes
Immaculate.
like a living legal agreement between God and the chosen people.
That is man.
Anyways,
Man.
we're gonna.
That was a walk.
And I'm gonna get angry
Anyways.
emails.
Atrum is gonna put the box down on the table and say, this broke, or this opened. We don't know why it opened. Evidence suggests that it was a mechanical failure, perhaps caused by some kind of psychic assault. But we need you to determine how it cracked open and whether or not this injury could have or was caused, or this damage could have or was caused by Deca themselves.
And he just sort of gives a and starts looking over it and is gonna get to work.
9 threat, it explodes. No, I'm just kidding. Use an engineering, give 3 resistance, 3.
Would insight engineering work?
No, you have the thing in front of you. You can scan it in detail. You're not guessing
okay.
it. You're not guessing at all.
Okie dokie. Rapid analysis.
Does that affect the
Focus.
focus? Yes. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
if anything, you're trying to do this as quickly as possible because if you stall on this, it's like, hey, give me a week, I'll figure it out. You don't have a week, Lieutenant Commander. You have a couple hours. Please hurry.
Cool.
See, at least we have the excuse forensically for stuff to take a short amount of time. Take that, criminal CSI shows for having instant things done. But whatever, I'm not mad about it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, DNA results can be done in a few hours. It's not that hard, right? Anyway.
I mean, you need 26 episodes a season, and each episode has to be a new crime. When your average investigator is lucky to work on 26 major cases in their entire career.
Yeah. And the show does call... Las Vegas actually calls himself out. They go, actually, that'd be terrible TV. That's why we skip over a lot of this. It's going to take days.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean, real-life murder investigations and murder trials can easily, from the crime happening to the verdict being determined, is several years, you know? Yeah.
So what you doing there, Bryn?
So, value, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna give you 3 threat, so I'm rolling 3 dice in addition to the value spend.
Right.
Can I assist?
Certainly could.
Okay.
And you said rapid analysis works.
A focus of ESP. I have some familiarity with how ESP systems are designed.
Yeah. It's ESP related technology, so yeah, that makes sense. Generated 1 momentum at the end of the day. No, I'm wrong.
More because I spent a determination.
2 more, so that's 3 momentum generated. So you have an engineering of 4. The resistance was 3. You generated 1 progress. With 2 intervals.
What do we have for traits?
On the board. You'll have to zoom out because they're in different places.
Awesome.
Some are under the command. Some under the captain's quarter, or the captain's ready room, and some are in the security thing.
Full investigation.
Yep.
Which I think I'll use to peel back resistance.
And there's also the timeline. Yeah,
Yeah,
detailed timeline and security recording. I don't know if either of those are helpful in this exact circumstance.
Detailed timeline would help. Arguably, you're supposed to call these out before you roll, by the way, but I'll let it go. I'll let it go. But because you know the results of the roll, so of course you're going to put them in the most advantageous position.
Yep. I will say, in complete honesty, I think I would have put all of this into resistance anyway.
You say that now, but we don't have evidence to that effect.
Oh!
That's an investigation.
Do not tempt me.
I'm being accused a second time, I see.
Yeah, but there's no appealing past me, so, you know.
Yeah, so,
Tough nuggies.
Yeah, so that lunches all the resistance.
So you're sitting at 9 of 16. There will be at least one breakthrough. You're at 5 of 10 intervals. You could spend 2 to increase your progress, or you could spend 2 to decrease one of your intervals.
I think I will spend the 2 to decrease the interval.
Okay, so it's not 5, 4. Breakthrough at the halfway point. I will say resistance is reduced by 1. As you've now made sufficient progress that you're having a better picture as to what's going on. You're not making assumptions anymore. You have hard evidence that you can refer back to itself, which is saving you a lot of time.
Yeah, there are some. Yeah, there are some things within this investigation that we're basically able to take as givens.
So one thing you determined from the box as part of your preliminary investigation, you were able to determine that the box was a mechanical failure that was induced with a piece of equipment. The problem you have currently is whether for some reason there's no evidence whether Deca themselves put it in or induced someone else to do it, or someone did it to Deca's box.
So was there something installed? So when you say this was induced with a piece of equipment, was this something installed within the box?
Yeah, think something like the size of a USB stick. Like it's a tiny little thing they just shoved into, they put into one of the extra battery containment units in the box lining.
Is there any way to ascertain from its internal sensors when the last time that compartment was opened? Because that could be when it was put inside.
For momentum, I'll answer that.
Which will be our last momentum for the scene.
It's true.
Which is a good spend, I think.
Go for it, yeah.
About 1 hour before the incident.
All right.
So it would have been while they were on the station.
As Bryn eventually looks up from it, it says, "Well, Commander, this is interesting." As he, in keeping with the CSI nature of everything, he has like a little pair of like engineering, grippers, that he uses to hold up this little USB stick-like device. Somebody, installed this device inside of the box. Once triggered, it initiated an overload failure within the central locking mechanism.
She looks at it. This is very, very interesting. Could you possibly ascertain when it was entered into the shell?
Yeah. Whoever installed this didn't know that the box was running the latest version of its operating system, which recently instituted a rolling access log. Based on the amount of overwrite here, I'd say this was done about an hour before the incident.
Okay.
Now, that isn't definitive or anything, but
it's a need to investigate.
Yeah, I'd say this at least. Be a lot of effort for the kid to go through to throw us off their tail.
Okay. Yeah. She's going to say thank you very much for your contributions, Bryn. And she's going to document all of this, and then she's going to say to Gart, Okay, we are going to the station. We are going to. Deca gave us a timeline of their whereabouts. We are going to retrace their steps, see if we can identify any record of this occurring, and then go from there.
Unless, of course, we lost Gart.
No,
Damn. I mean, hi.
just gonna go beat up that box again. I mean, I'm going to beat up that Medusan.
Not even the, but you're not even hurting the Medusa. You're just beating up the box. The Medusa's sitting there like, you're not really. You do realize if you do break this, you're the one that's going to get hurt. You really should stop.
I'm not even in that one. I'm in this one.
Yeah. They changed the boxes like an hour ago. What are you doing? Shh! Don't tell them. So you're both heading over. Gart and Aterm are heading over to the station. Is anyone else going to the station?
Bryn, if you wanted to tag along as Deca, or Deca, if you wanted to tag along as Bryn, that'd be the better way to phrase it. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Because that way, if you stumble upon any other... Because we have... I will say this. We've now determined that sabotage is on the table. So... I wouldn't surprise me if we encounter another compromised system and or record in here somewhere.
So Bryn's coming along.
Yep.
And
So-
you wanted to speak with who?
I wanted to go to the ship's tactical sensors and compare the logs of Deca's whereabouts to the timeline they gave us and see if we can pinpoint a moment that could reflect when their box was tampered with.
And because there was a roll done that you already contacted the Commodore and affirmed to them what was going on, there is no roll to get permission from the station. The station's already part of the investigation. They're like, yep, okay, you're the leading officer. You're the one authorized to ask me questions about the station. So here you go. This is reason plus security. There's no real other way that I need to dress it up. Difficulty 3, resistance 2. And it is the Willistic that helps you here with not computers, sensors plus security.
Okay. He's in security, div 3. Okay, oh, we lost the list of our traits. Could I spin for the detailed timeline one? That the timeline is what we're cross-referencing against this.
Yep, it's a difficulty
so-
of resistance.
We shall drop resistance.
R1.
Okay. R1. Okay. Shouldn't the breakthrough have already dropped the resistance by 1?
It was
yeah,
3.
It did, from
yeah.
our, oh, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to remember the other traits. Do you think any of the other traits apply?
I know there was one where we determined that the crew of the Willistok was like in a good stable position to help us, not just
Organized.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
Unshaken command.
Alright. Thank you for recopying and pasting them. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
$50.
$50.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's do security. Is it full investigation? MSW unshaken. Okay. So we already spent detailed timeline to drop the resistance by 1. Yeah, let's spend MSW Unshaken to drop the resistance by 1 as well. So that should grant to R0 if
Yep.
he'll take it. Security recording protocol and full investigation, could we throw those against the difficulty?
Full investigation, yes. The recording doesn't really change more here.
Okay. So it's difficulty 1 in any case. So we're rolling reason security. The focus of investigative techniques.
Yep.
Alright, take threat.
Four generated so far. Station, which is sensors, security. It helped as well.
Gart, what are you rocking for stats and such?
It says security, enough to beat up a box. Reason security. 11.
So is mine, but you probably have a better
What?
security score
Yeah.
and probably a focus. So you're better for this particular role than I am.
Just an assist.
Yeah.
Focus and investigation.
Yep. Hey.
I'm just here in case you find any suspicious
Boxes? I've already
records.
seen one.
No. I'm here in case you find any suspicious records that seem to have been actually tampered with on the computer level.
So you're up to progress of 14 of 16. That'll eat up 2 intervals, so you'd be at 6 of 10 intervals.
I think we could spend 4 momentum and just be done with it, right?
Yeah, let's
Yep.
do it.
2, 3, 4.
And we don't have to spend to reduce time, because we're done.
And you also don't have to worry about what the other prequel is going to be, because it's not applicable. You've already blew past it. You notice in the scan, so you guys were kind of once you docked, a lot of it turned into repairing the ship from its breaches, getting the getting the survivors off, getting the prisoner you had, and that whole investigation, all the evidence that was involved. That was mostly a medical thing and a bit of security. So a lot of people are kind of left to do their own thing for a bit. Deca was on board station, enjoying a bit of free time. They were informed they were asked to fly Lieutenant Bulai, so at a certain flight time. So they had a bit of time to mess around for a bit before they head straight down to the cargo bay, to the shuttle bay here on station. It was there as they were moving about in one of the markets, as they were just relaxing and doing the normal thing, that somebody, it looks like a Philosian, came into contact with the box at around the same time code that suggests that there was the USB inserted into the box.
A what?
A Philosian is a type of plant-like species that was encountered by the Enterprise several years ago.
I'm shocked. I don't know this one offhand.
Philosian, I should say, sorry. I'll put them in the Discord so you can pull them up on the Memory Alpha. I didn't even know these guys existed. When I met my plant species in a different series, I was like, oh, this is already a thing. Never mind. I keep forgetting the animated series had a lot of species in it.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's why. They're one of the weird animated series.
They're with the
species.
animated series, yeah.
mean, cool. Also rude of you to do that to me, but cool.
Okay, and sorry, the security recording appears to indicate that a Philosian interfered with their box.
They're the one that came into contact with the box at the same time code as the box said that it had the
Right.
USB thing entered into it.
Can I spend one momentum to try to then scrub through sensor footage to identify where they are now, a couple hours later?
You certainly can. They have it marked on here. They are currently in the shuttle bay, near their personal vessel.
I'm going to call over to flight control, and I'm going to say, flight control, you cannot let the ship in what looks like docking ring 17B leave. Under no circumstances can they leave. Person aboard that ship is a person of interest in relation to a criminal investigation.
Presence command, difficulty of 2, as you basically bypass the XO of the station who's standing right there. And flight control is like over there. So you're shouting across the room for them to stop. It's like, what is happening?
Okay.
I would suggest using full investigation and perhaps using the one we gave to Woolstock.
Yeah. What do you think, Jim?
I'll take those. You have one free hit.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll spend the momentum. In a focus in. Oof, I have some things that are close. Shipboard tactical systems. I know the procedure to lock down a bay to prevent a departure like this.
That's different. Tactical's outside the ship.
Okay, that's fine. Then a focus in team dynamics.
Yes.
I'm breaking the chain of command, so I'm doing it for a good reason. All right. I said I'm spending a momentum. Oof. All right, I'll re-roll the comp.
3 so far. Plus 1 more. Yeah, generate 4 momentum. As there is a half second of the flight officer glancing at XO. XO just nods at them like, no, go ahead, don't think. Because they're kind of dealing with a bunch of other stuff the station's going on. They hear you shout. They look, for a half beat, it's annoyed, like, you could have just, you're doing that. Nod. Yeah, don't worry about it.
And then she's going to walk over to the XO's very cool desk, and like put her hands on it and give him like an apologetic look and say, I'm going to need one more thing from you. I need a security team to meet me in that docking port in the next 4 minutes. Something tells me this person of interest is a high flight risk.
That'll cost you, how much it costs for security usually? 1 and 1, I think, isn't it? 2 and 1?
I believe so.
Typically, you call up to Starfleet Security, they start telling you it's going to come out of your paycheck.
Like the Roman Fire Department.
Yeah, but yeah, it costs because you're not from the ship, so it costs you.
Yeah, these aren't my
opportunity.
security officers. I don't know who they are.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I believe it's 2 and 1, 2 opportunity, 1 threat.
All right, and then I'm gonna say, and away we go.
New scene as you start heading down. Bryn and Gart don't follow you because they believe in you.
No, I follow you.
Damn.
If only to stab you in the back.
Gart has priorities.
Is this green loyalty? You're green, they're green, you're loyal to each other?
That's why you need to get stabbed, because you say shit like that.
Wow. Someone needs to take Xeno sensitivity classes.
There is no green alliance on the ship, but all of the green people have gotten together, pissed at your constant greenish slander, and have decided to do something about it.
Oh no, my worst nightmare.
You have created the Green Alliance.
Okay.
I've created what I was planning to destroy. The Grand Moff Tarkin problem. Let's see here. It is bigger, so. Also, yeah, you confront the Phalosian, who is clearly on the outside of their shuttle. They're looking over stuff as they are trailing about and touching it in various places. They're clearly doing a pre-flight check externally. They're making sure that nothing's wrong with their small craft.
All right. I'm going to walk forward and say, "Halt."
Yes. Can I help you, Commander?
I'm going to say, you are a person of interest in relation to a murder that has happened today. You are to come with us for questioning.
I see. Well, it is a thing you could do. This is true. But I will have to remind you, Commander, that I am currently in the employ of the Nebula Rift firm. And will have to request a lawyer from my firm be present during any future questioning. Otherwise, I refuse to communicate further with you.
A lawyer may be provided with you. A lawyer may be provided for you, and questioning may be halted, but you may not leave this station until that said lawyer arrives.
I see. So you are detaining corporate property as well. This isn't mine.
Indicating that the guard will say, "Oh, he's referring to the ship. I thought he was calling himself corporate property."
No.
Yeah.
Guard says,
Bryn, like, gives Gart, like, a slight nudge and says, "Well, if the shoe fits."
Gart will say, if your company wishes to retrieve the vessel, they can.
May I send word to them, or shall you inform them of the requirement to pick up their property?
You can come with us. We'll handle everything else from here.
Very good. May I have a receipt for your detention of my of the corporate property? To ensure you don't try to thieve it from us.
You serious?
This is a multi-million credit vessel. Of course I'm serious.
I'm afraid we'll have to follow our procedures as we are a sovereign entity. If that is the procedure, it will be followed.
By virtue of being upon a Starfleet vessel or a Federation station, you are subject to Federation law.
So Federation law... I would like a copy of your Federation laws to review to ensure that I can communicate with my lawyer any violations that may be occurring. But I have been informed Federation has sufficient laws to cover such eventualities.
She just kind of like blinks and looks at him.
The little stalks
Right,
meet
sir.
your eyes.
Gart wants to point out something interesting about this ship as a way to get this guy talking, to see if he has an interest or very, very much knowledge about electronics.
They're defending. Prison security.
Oh, you got a Series 2 engine connection right there. You wouldn't happen to know anything about information sending over data ports, would you?
I'll spend 3 knowledge as a weapon. Use it wisely.
This so and so.
And buying a full mint, because someone's trying to trick me. Or maybe they're just making conversation. I'm just being paranoid. But, I'm paid to be paranoid. So yes, but no. Does anything else apply here? Nope. Not really, not really, not really. Difficulty 6. Present security.
Trade of Orion?
Trade of corporate agent.
Oh, okay.
Good call, though.
Focus and investigation.
Yep.
I'll give you a full mid.
Boop, 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 boop. Three, 4, 5.
Full investigation is a trait. Because this is part of the investigation. Guard's trying to get information out of this guy.
I'll let it go. You hit 6 on the dot.
No, that's 7. 5 plus 2 is 7.
Oh, it's a 2. That's right. Yep. So you actually gain 1.
And 2 bonus momentum. So I'll hear what I want. I'll hear how Gart saved the entire day.
That's not what happened. They will choose to suffer for stress. And not answer the question. They kind of talk around and, I don't know, this, that, and the other. As you're inflicting social damage on them. Which they could. Most people would buckle and just say something. This person is willing to be stressed out a little bit and give you a hard time about it. Now you could increase the impact of your argument with momentum. 2 for 1.
I'll spend 2 instead to create the trait. Investigative opening or something. Something that so Atrum can be like, oh, like I pick up on what the chief is doing. Let me turn around and ask some pointed questions of my own. Yeah, that I mean, investigative opening works for that if it works for you. Like, so Atrum can turn around and, yeah. Atrum, save the day.
However, 1,
Do it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Atrum, just as you're about to open your mouth and follow up, your communication badge. Actually, sorry, I take that back. You hear over the all hail. You hear a doody, the whistle, which I don't have on hand at the moment. Commander Atrum, please attend to call from station operations. And you see a blinking phone near one of the walls.
I'll look at the other 2 of them, like you guys, I'll give them a look and as if you have this, and then I'll go over to answer it.
Gart will kind of like jump in real quick and at the commander and say, "Commander, let me take this call. I'll hold him for a second, but I got an opening here."
Atrum will suffer a ding for disobeying orders.
Yeah, because this was a call for Atrum.
Yeah.
It's up to you, Atrum.
But if Atrum wants to take a ding to solve the thing.
Sure. She'll pause. She thinks she has a reason for this, and she'll let you take it.
Gart's gonna play who's on first with the. Oh, that Commander Atrum.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll just ding you twice for this. Because you're allowing someone to do something clearly unethical and possibly illegal. So, Atrum, you have one move before the scene ends, because that I spent to kill the scene.
Alright. Yeah, I'm going to continue pressing him about details upon his ship to try to ascertain what he does and does not know.
Alright.
I went in a casual way, in the same way that Gart was.
So, they will spend... They spent 4 of their own threat to not drop, so that's there. They're going to spend... toward knowledge as a weapon, use it wisely. They know it's... Any knowledge being professed could be used against them. 2, 3.
Which means they have to basically be in a personal threat now.
Then they spend 3 more to buy 2 dice. I think that's all I can do. I can't do any more. Oh, do I have any bonuses for stuff? No, I had bonuses in case you grabbed me or attacked me and stuff. That's not really what happened. That could have what happened. It's not what happened. So I bought 2 extra dice, so I roll 3 dice with 2 hits. Whoops, I don't know why I did that, but I can calculate. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus corporal agents, so difficulty of 5.
So, Atrum, you have investigative opening and full investigation, so if the GM takes it, you have 3 hits.
I'll let investigative opening crack what I was doing. I'll let it make this possible, because normally I would have shut you off, but you created a small opening here that allows her to push the question.
Okay. So
But
then you might have 2 hits.
But 2 hits, that does pull it basically down to a diff 3.
Okay.
And what's the roll?
Present security.
Mind if Bryn assists?
Go for it.
Yeah, Gart
Because you
can't.
could also assist with engineering because you know more about quizzing him on the specifics.
Yeah.
You said it costs a billion squibbits. Well, I don't know about that. Look at the state of that engine. That looks like, you know.
That looks like half a dozen squibbits at most.
Yeah, I mean that's clearly like a 3rd generation model. What are they on now? Generation 7?
Might go ahead and pop Starcross there, Commander.
Yes, I was thinking of doing exactly that. GM, a focus in empathy. I'm trying to get on this guy's good side.
Yep.
Okay.
And
The Staircrass. This gives me this doubles my focus range from 5 to 10.
Yep. Am I out of my tea? I am. Sad face.
Okay, GM.
Yeah.
I would like to activate the ability Abrupt Insights. This is a Tellarite, or this is a Beta Z ability. Your insights into the minds of others can give you an edge when interacting with them, though not everyone is comfortable having someone else speak their mind. When you attempt a task as part of a social conflict, you can increase the complication range by 1, 2, or 3. If you succeed, you generate bonus momentum equal to the complication range increase. Bonus momentum may not be saved. Could I increase the complication range by 1?
By 1, certainly.
Certainly?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Take a 4-minute threat. Because why not?
Boop.
Hey!
So
Okay, in that first one... Okay, so all of those 1s should be 2s.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on a 3. So 5. So you're definitely over the line. Boop. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go.
Okay.
So, when you question them and you make some more comments, Gart, what you get, I will answer this, but Gart, you eventually get the Captain Satal gets on the line. It says, Gart, you are directly ordered to put Atrum on the line, or we will have security detain the both of you. And it's one of those like they're getting the captain of the station is having none of this. They're being delayed. You're purposely dodging them, and they're so you know that there's no follow-up roll after this, unless you want to fight the station. But I don't think you do, because the security team's like
No. Undermining
Okay.
investigation. So
Okay, before I make a trade, what happens?
Yes, so they reveal that their focuses are the following: forensics, planetary surveys, criminal organizations, strategy, computer security systems, and pickpocketing.
Legitimate businessman. Perhaps the most legitimate businessman to ever exist. Okay. Could I spend 2 to say they've self-incriminated here? That they've made, they've not admitted to the crime, but they've made some slip-up that gives away some detail of this crime. Like they admitted
I wouldn't
to
say so,
owning
no.
Okay. Damn. Could I say that they've admitted to owning the necessary tools required to pull off such an arrangement?
That would be something you could reveal. Yeah, that's something you could figure out.
Okay. Okay, then that's what I shall do. And then, once he says, well, of course I own that, I'm gonna walk over and accept the phone.
Great. Memes.
It is at this point that your investigation is to halt. All further questioning is to stop. The lawyer for Nebula Rift Firm has learned of your investigation of one of their agents and wishes to invoke their right to legal representation and silence. So take them to break right away, please. Do not ask any further questions.
Sir, we were simply making conversation, sir. And she will...
You're on
hang up the
report,
phone.
Commander. And it's cut on what's on that line. As you're hearing the captain's voice, and that was not who you were supposed to talk to, it seems. But the scene ends. To cut back to the ship, back to the Bonaventure, for one last scene.
where in a single scene the captain tries to do heroics for 5 reputations so that I can pull the commander out of her problem that I helped create for her. Oh, a box in need. I jumped out and helped the box in need. Don't worry, box. It's okay.
Beats up the box. This is for giving me a hard time.
Case
No,
of
I'm
the
gonna-
box.
I'm gonna take the box under arm and rescue it.
From Atrum? Yeah, Atrum is a menace. I mean, she's a criminal after all. She fights with boyfriends and everything. But yes, yeah, the two of you, sometime later goes by. And it is the three of you are aware at this point that the Philosian known as Rudthen is the one who sabotaged Dekka's box, which caused the fault, which means Dekka was not at fault for the box opening. Given the evidence that Atrum gathered about multiple psychic presences, that is fuzzy evidence. Federation gets really icky and touchy about psychic evidence. They don't like it. But it's a psychic crime, so it's very relevant. And between Dekka's lawyer jumping up and down, so to speak, jumping up and down about it, make sure fair representation, you guys making a full investigation. The only part you're missing, it is clear that for some reason they sabotaged your box so it would open while you were in flight. Further information for Rudthen gets halted as they basically lawyer up completely. And it turns into a legal diplomatic thing. But at the end of it, Dekka is completely absolved. There's no way Dekka could have done this to himself. There was no connection between this Philosian and Dekka. There's no exchange of credits. And besides, Medusans don't even have that kind of societal system. So even if you offered them a mountain of gold, they still wouldn't care. Like, you'd have to be a rather radical anomaly among Medusans, and Dekka is never shown to be that.
And there's Starfleet officer. We're not exactly being paid for our labor here.
Yeah. Like, you get Federation luxury credits a little extra, but it's like, that's not why you do this, though. You get Federation luxury credits
Yeah.
for staying home and writing a book or growing a garden. Like, you don't have to join Starfleet for that. Yeah. So, Atrum, you get dinged. You obviously have a reprimand from the station commander for impeding legal services.
Okay.
So, which Killick is made aware of, that the Commodore will deal with that. And, in meta-wise, reputation-wise, Atrum did some good things. She'll get a ding. That's the least of her concerns. Well, she has 2 dings. That's the least of her concerns. She's doubtful to become court-martialed over it. Unless she
She already has some reprimand she's currently sitting on, so maybe a little court-martial.
The treat.
Now, the psychic attack was not the Philosian. The Philosian is not shown, and this doesn't require further questioning. The ship is able to, has medical records, because they have to check in, because they're not from the Federation, so they have to get checked to make sure they're not bringing any diseases. And Philosians are a known species, and Philosians are not known to be psychic, or they're not known to be very strong, or some can be, like any other species, but they're not known for it. What little the corporate information is shared by the Nebula Rift firm does not suggest they're a psychic agent of any kind. But that turns into a different investigation of at that point it turns into the Willistic looking into, well, okay, who's the psychic who attacked you then? Somebody reached out to you and attacked you. We have to figure out who that is. But at this point, they don't require the Bonaventure to be involved. They'll probably ask, their security officer probably ask more questions about the attack, but at this point, Dekka is no longer in trouble. Although it is well and certain that Bulai is dead. Like, they're that much, a deadly hit at that high difficulty, and there's a whole scene between them dropping and getting treated. They were 100% dead. There was nothing that could have been done without a doctor, like, at hand who was skilled at that sort of thing on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Which, we all know who's really guilty here in that case.
Exactly.
Definitely the person who fell asleep.
Literally asleep at the wheel.
Odd.
And Atrum is going to say, "It won't do. None of this will do me any favors with High Command's opinion of me. But for what it's worth, Dekka, I would do it all again. I had no reason to believe that you had committed this crime, and I was not about to see you imprisoned over something you didn't do because of a fear of who you are."
Thank you. Although, well, it still saddens me. And I feel it still feels, not that I'm responsible, but I still feel this pit within my being that I was used in such a manner as a murder weapon.
Killick will take a picture frame off the desk and, realizing Dekka doesn't have any hands, he'll just turn the picture frame towards Dekka and say, that is the weapons platoon that I went to Bamoth with. He says, taking the picture frame back, I didn't get back with very many of them. You'll just have to keep moving each day, Lieutenant, and it'll get easier.
I suppose.
There's nothing you could have done. It's natural, it's human to feel responsible, but at the end of the day, it is something. Sometimes bad things happen and they're out of our control.
As I said, I think you misunderstand. It is not that I feel responsible. I just feel terrible for being used in such a manner. Again, as I said, I was used as a murder weapon.
It is very objectifying.
The captain will look at his computer. Does Deca have any accrued leave?
Probably.
I don't know.
I'd say so.
Probably.
The captain says, let me look here. I think being the subject of a murder investigation earns one a little time off. If you don't have anything in mind, I've got Summit on phaser particle manipulation on Vulcan. I've got junior officer command training on Ryza? That can't be right.
I'm sure
Oh,
I'm sure I will find something.
We had to do it on Tellarite.
Atrium is going to elbow the box and say, "You should go to Ryza. It's a good time."
Deca, give me fitness medicine difficulty 4 as you reflect upon your, as was said accurately, your objectification in this murder. Your instrumentality.
Psychically hardened?
Yes, interestingly enough.
Psionics focus?
Yeah, because you could work through this in other ways. So you could reach out and kind of psychically stretch yourself. Tell me how you really feel.
Well, I will spend 3 momentum.
Okay.
This is not a super great roll for me. Hey! But I did it.
This is something that's probably gonna haunt Deca for a while, but it seems like Deca will be able to sort this out and not suffer long-term psychic trauma. Because he also psychically felt someone die, which that's not fun either.
Yeah.
But
of course, there's still the matter of that other psychic presence we encountered.
Something tells me they'll be back. This was presumably their appetizer and not their main course.
And with that, that'll be all for everyone watching. Thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you for playing. And we'll see you all again next time. Bye.
You're just the appetizer and not the main course is also what I said to someone on Ryza.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Are you like are you like the child of Riker and Deanna Troi? Like, jeez.
No, she's at her age. She might be someone who's more familiar with Luxana.
I was gonna say.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Make one
Yeah.
joke.
Atrum spent a wistfully dreamy time with Luxana on Ryza.